It had the older radio equipment in it.
And of course the little clipboard deal, and where you have the hot sheet and all that.
Now that's all on a touchscreen computer.
Oh yeah. I still need to change my answering machine greeting because I want that bit from the first episode. Because at the end of that bit, I'm going to say something like, if you don't know your car as well as this police officer does, I highly suggest you learn it.
Well, actually, you should say, I highly suggest you get a bus pass. Or a bicycle.
Now, do you remember that bit, Kimberly, in the first episode? He's rattling off the top speed and what it can do. And a truck like that wouldn't be too bad. I was going to test drive one of these.
Fiat Abarth.
Well, I was going to test drive one, right?
No.
Well, you know why I didn't?
Because it's a Fiat.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I go into the dealer, and I says, can I get a brochure or some kind of pamphlet on this car? And he says, oh, you go online, you'll probably know more about these cars than I do.
Oh, yeah.
The salesman's telling me this. And I says,
okay,
you have a nice day. Never tell me that I know more about the car than you're selling. Never tell me that. I thought, okay, we're done here.
Oh, yeah.
You ask Tracy, I guarantee you, he'll tell you that's the one phrase that'll kill a sale more than anything.
Yep. Go ahead, Abarth, take it. Take the lane. I know you want it.
And that was the end of me looking at Fiats. I want the one my ex-stepdad had. He had
actually, Fiat owns Chrysler.
Not the one my ex-stepdad has.
They do now.
Yeah, well, his...
yeah, they do.
His is a 77...
Fiat Chrysler?
It's a 77 Fiat Spider convertible.
And that's
it was red, now it's orange. Do you know why? He let the paint go to hell on it.
Fading, yeah.
I says to my mom, he ought to let you have that car when you guys divorced. My mom says, no, you just think that once I get that car, you'll be able to get it from me. And I says, yeah, okay. Yeah, she had me figured out.
Moms usually do.
You remember the movie Fury to Freedom, Kimberly, the red convertible?
Yeah.
That's what my ex-stepdad's car looked like. That, and now you see why I wanted it. 5-speed stick, V8 engine, and I can personally vouch for 110. I mean, that's what I've seen him take it to, but it had more in it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a truck like that Toyota. What do you think of that?
Yep.
That would be perfect.
Yep.
Although I'm not a big fan of four-wheel drive, but still. Oh, not that we're going there tonight, but Kimberly, wind goes back to 24 hours.
Yep. Yep.
Thank God.
At least one little bit of closer to normalcy. Yep.
The worst thing I had to do, Mark, was tell Kimberly, the world you knew a couple of weeks ago is gone.
Well, actually, no. There's only so much that this country is going to take before the Second Amendment rises up and rises back. We're not going to let this be forever.
No, but I'm talking about it. This is back in March. I'm letting her know, But if that didn't get through, seeing those empty shelves certainly spoke to you, didn't it, Kimberly? Oh yeah.
We'll let this sit for about a half an hour when we get home. We'll just sit.
That's fine. I'll be okay in here for a bit.
So I'll probably go ahead and put the hood open so it can
If your mom was up, I'd ask Kimberly to visit your mom for a bit.